let's talk about a really easy way to figure out content as an author. Now, as authors, we want to talk about our books, our characters. We are doing this to market, but also to have conversation with our community. But we know that with social media, especially if you have a smaller following or less dedicated people than some of the big names, it can be hard to figure out what to talk about, what their fans want to know about, the questions that they should be asking but aren't because nobody wants to be the first kid in class to raise their hand. So what do we do as authors? Let me give you a little pro tip. I want you to go to popular authors on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Go to people who have a fan base, who are getting questions, who have people who are part of a rabid fan base, who are doing fan art and cosplays and all the things. We all know them. They're there. Go find those people. Now I want you to look at their content, but you're not actually looking at their content. You're pulling up their content, pausing it, and you're going to go into their comment section. Now I want you to study what their fans are doing, what they're asking. We're not looking at craft things, writing things. We're looking at what they're asking about their characters, about the books, about the world building, about the stuff, but not the craft side of this, the fan side of this. What kind of things are they asking? Start making a list. I want you to make and compile a list of all the questions you see about their characters, their books, their book covers, their physical books. What are we doing to ask questions as fans? What are they excited about? What do they want to know more about? Write it all down. Now, here's what you can do next. I want you to either look through all of this, and I want you to do this part first. Look through all of it, start pulling out threads that match up, things that are aligned, things that connect, repeated things that you're seeing again and again and again. What are those common threads? That might be phrased differently. They might be asking about different characters. They might be asking about different books or book series from those authors. But they're asking similar questions. Now, I want you to start coming up with a list of generic-y questions connected to that. Why did you pick this for your main guy? What is the coolest thing about the main guy? What is everybody talking about with that main guy? Is it his looks? Is it the way he speaks? Is it a certain line? What is it? What is it that people are asking? Make the list. Why are they so obsessed with the line that the main girl says to the guy when they're breaking up or fighting or whatever? Why are people obsessed with these things? And now you're going to apply that to what you're doing with your writing, but we'll get to that in a second. I want to step back for just a minute because I do want you to do this on your own first. You're going to be able to find those common threads, the things that are going to be repeated, things that you can then implement into your own books and characters. You're taking what they like about all these shiny things from all these authors and all these book series over here, and you're going to apply it to your books. Yeah, I want you to do the human work of that first, but then take the list of questions that you have written down and feed it into an AI and ask it to summarize or to find common threads or to, based on all of these questions, come up with a list of 30 questions that are similar that I can use for my own characters. Ask the AI to do the work. It's going to find things that you didn't think of. So you're doing the work first. You're going to be the best. It's like an editor versus like Grammarly or Pro Writing Aid. The human element is going to be more important than the artificial version of this, but it's also going to catch things that you miss or that you didn't think of. So it's dual perspective here without having to get other people involved. So you are going to go through it yourself, then you're going to put it through an AI and you're going to find those common threads. And now you've got a list of questions that you can be answering. Maybe everybody is obsessed with pick your favorite author, a character that they've created, and the way that they did something in a certain scene, the way that they lifted the girl's chin up and made her look at them, the way that they threatened to burn the world, the way that they did whatever. Maybe they are obsessed with the magical system. Maybe they're obsessed with the villain. Maybe they're obsessed with the fashion. Maybe they're obsessed with something. Now, how can you apply that to what you're doing? If they're talking about fashion, if they really like the way a character dresses, now you're going to start creating content on why you created the fashion you did inside of your world. Why does your dystopian characters dress like Katniss in the simple, plain dresses, out in the field working and doing all the things? Why do your characters dress like people in the Capitol from the Hunger Games? Why do they have the big crazy fashion? Why did you have a character who created their own dresses for the balls and the galas that they would be attending? Why do you have characters who are dressed in a certain type of armor or have as soldiers specific things that they are incorporating as part of their uniforms? Why did you create the patch that everybody wears in the prep school that you have sent your characters to? Why are you creating the fashion that you are? Do you have that fashion? Did you base it on something that you used to own? Talk about the fashion inside of your stories. Talk about the lines. Talk about the lines everybody's hung up on. Why you created that character. Why you gave him floppy hair. Why you gave her a long braid. Why you did this, that, and the other thing. You're going to be able to use those common threads that people are always asking about for other people and implement them into your content. And now you can create content in any way, shape, or form. You can have your own videos. This is why I did this. You could do something along the lines of Elise Myers. Why did I do these things? I would love to tell you. And you can talk about those. You can have friends and family plant questions for you if you want to answer those. You can even plant your own questions. So when you're giving a conversation about one thing, you can end with, would you like to know why I did XYZ, that parlays off of the conversation that you're having. You can put your own things inside of TikTok comments, why I did this for this character, and answer your own conversation that you put there. And you can do this in so many ways. Your goal here is to look around at what other people are doing on more famous, more popular, more conversational people than you and implement it into your content. You are creating content for your own books, your own stories, your own characters, your own world building, but with the topics, with the conversations that people are already asking elsewhere. And because you're looking for those common threads, these are things that are popular. People do not get creative when they ask questions. Trust me, I've been doing interviews for years. I've been interviewed for years, and people do not get creative. They're basic, bare minimum, bottom of the barrel questions that you can then elevate, but you find the same themes, the commonalities, and you then preemptively answer these things that people will start to ask once they start to read your book. But by asking and answering those things, you're going to start to draw in people who have not read your books, who have not seen what you've done yet, who are not aware of you. And because you're going to start catching their attention, they're going to see the tropes, they're going to see the genres, they're going to see the overlays, they're going to see the things that they expect, and they're going to start to look at your content, which will sell more books for you. So your goal, your job, is to go and do research. What does the community as a whole want to know as general, stereotypical questions that they're asking authors about their books, their characters, their world building? Now answer those directly related to the things that you've created. You're taking the basic stereotypical questions and you're getting those answered however you decide to answer those, which means you're giving out relevant information that helps people to make decisions and to decide to be a part of your fandom. Because they're already fandoms of similar things. They're already asking these questions to form community with the other fandoms, so you're just giving them the opportunity to now find a new fandom. You have to do your research. You can use AI as part of this and then create your content and get it out there to market your books without the time and the stress and the overwhelm and the uncertainty of what to answer, because you already know what to answer because you're answering questions that they're asking. They just happen to be asking them a couple people over and you overheard, and now you can do it for your books. It's very, very simple to make sure that you are following what the community wants and then giving them that information. It just means you have to do some work. Now, one pro tip before we go, because some of you are saying, but KM, that sounds like so much work. I don't want to have to go and look at all these people, and I don't want to go and look at all these things. So don't. Get your friends together. Find your author friends. Get a group of 3 to 5 people, not too many cooks in the kitchen here, and break up the tasks. All of you have to research 10 authors every day for 1 week. Now, if there's 5 of you doing 10 authors for 7 days and you're compiling all of that into a Google Doc or an Excel spreadsheet or something, now you have all of those questions, all of those things. You can all go through and find the common threads because more brains are better. And then you can feed it through your AI and get even more input on this. And now you all have a community list of content that you can be creating. You can do the same types of questions. You can all start at different points. If you've got 300 potential questions you can be using, person 1 starts at 1, person 2 starts at 30, person 3 starts at 60, person 4 starts at 90, and then you go through it. So you're not doing the same thing at the same time, or you are, which is even better marketing because we're all drumming up business for the same type of thing at the same time. And then when people see things they recognize, everyone's answering a question about why the character said this one line that gets everybody all hot and bothered. They're gonna stop when you bring it up in the same way. and everybody's videos are going to get more views, but you can do it however you want. So working together with a collective group to create a workflow that is easier for everybody, that everybody benefits from, can absolutely work to your advantage. There are great ways that you can get content ideas without having to do a ton of time and effort or figure it out entirely on your own, and giving your audience exactly what they want to grow stronger with you or to meet you for the first time and buy into what you are doing. Follow along for more great ideas on how to easily market your books to make sales on social media. I'm a longtime best-selling author and social media marketing educator and speaker. I teach people professionally how to do this, and I'm here to make your life easier so that this is your most profitable year in the publishing world ever, while also giving you back your luxury time so you can live your best life while writing those books and making bank. We'll see you in the next episode.